ediati amanfo start kasa say muti Ghana ha mudi mu business nkakra na foreign investors they can come to Ghana and then invest their monies into some businesses in Ghana no na mo ebu mo fa so some way somehow mo pe kwan bi so na mo gigi o musika sa na amanfo ka wa bonten na sa na tie ana sai na nyema na ekokọ so nyina sai na tie na kwa me Bediako Cheddar di kan to jo obekasa press release from Kensington Properties almost about bonting at your monsem about betudra na enra na just said the updates in the brem when you no what was the situation at number 1 Oxford Street said they na asra for near police for cambom to ensure say the takeover no ebeye adwuma no say ena na honum esitie ye de na updates no ebema mo ye be number 1 Oxford Street ni akohwe said the enema esikoye enra anopa na akosi anwumre ye be mo a very short video no ahu de ekoso ye wia na Kwame Bediako or Nicola Holdings omon sensem no say na tie sisi am no ka say wo chemu a eye den na eye joint investment na ye boko akobobosia na ye de beba be ye properties ye de beba be ye investment na aduru say ye betua madane bosia no a personal loan e de amana na Kwame Bediako nko aso ontua oso odwene ho saa won tiase o wafa akwanuasa bebre so so mpeso mo giska na bi any takeover na ekoso no enti ensam ne de bebre but then enra nwumre sen ena na number 1 Oxford Street sen ena na hositie ye be kono yakwa kohwe ho se de na ne masitie ye ba ensam na Kwame Bediako edi tudwa ye be ko na yakwa kotie mu ye ba na release ankasa omodi aba from Kensington Properties eno na Kwame Bediako oni cola Azad cola le kabo mo na omo sa company no eno no omde koji loan no sen na ne masitie ye hwe video we na ye mra sese Enti number 1 Oxford Street ene ekohe say court edi order ne ba ye unse asem na nkasa de omu edie UK court enti UK court edi ruling ne ba ye say Azad Cola any Cola Holdings omo edi say ni amu nsa say omomra na omo take over number 1 Oxford Street na say delay kakra bam and a Ghana court and so Eddie order no buy yes Ghana Police Service omo assist Cola Holdings na omo court take over number 1 Oxford Street na ni nyina mu no na me di nka de to wanim say na Kwame Bediako waba be kasa odi nsem waba be tudwa say ontiase odwene ho a ontiase say joint investment any eti no mo update sika no be ko ba 24 million no be ko ba 14.9 million ya dem because sa company na nkasa no 50-50 shares between Nana Kwame Bediako any Azad Cola ono ena Cola Holdings ankasa ye ne dia enti won tia say all of a sudden a car omumienu na kabo mu eboye anasa bosia omumienu na kabo mu di investment na edru ni tua so a na aye nipa ba ko pe na etua because eno na obi bisa say na Nana Kwame Bediako say 50-50 shares a ono ne dia obetua no any the other person ono ne dia nso won ye wo no susu tua ni nyina ne say sika no say uni obi kan bom na mu ye dwuma mu di dwuma die bi na sika ne nyina ye 100 cedis na nipa na na kan bom no ono the 100 cedis ni nyina ba it means that wo the nipa na oni ne investment no wo the 50 cedis also okotua situation ni bi no if there's any other update with the press release I ensaka no ye de bema mo but then quickly ni enko ni nti na Kwame Bediako akasa for the very first time a very brief video ni somebody to dwa on a car aba sisi loan e o se yesi otua na ontua ye nti ni hotel e wo su ye take over no yenko ni nti na Kwame Bediako ye ba press release ni nsema wo mu no ye de ni nyina bema mo yenko ni emra sisi
you own this company with a foreigner and then you both owe a debt on the company. How then can one person turn this debt to become my personal debt? And after they hold every single document for the business, which is worth times 4 the debt, you have already a collateral. And you need to discuss with me because I've also paid debt here. Let's talk like business people. But how did it become Nana Kwame Bediako? Oh, it's a company. Companies owe. Ghana, countries, they owe. The Dangotes, they owe. America, they owe. But not to say that I have a debt that I'm running away from. I don't. I have not been handed any money of such. You own this company with a foreigner, and then you both owe a debt on the company. How then can one person turn this debt to become my personal debt? And after they hold every single document for the business, which is worth times 4 the debt, you have already a collateral. And you need to discuss with me because I've also paid debt here. Let's talk like business people. But how did it become Nana Kwame Bediako? Oh, it's a company. Companies owe. Ghana, countries, they owe. The Dangotes, they owe. America, they owe. But not to say that I have a debt that I'm running away from. I don't. I have not been handed any money of such. You own this company with a foreigner, and then you both owe a debt on the company. How then can one person turn this debt to become my personal debt? And after they hold every single document for the business, which is worth times 4.
Nana Kwame Bediako ne nsɛm ɔde to dwa ɔse ɔnte ase sɛ yɛka yɛ nyina ne yɛka bom ne yɛ business na sɛ yɛ business no na sɛ ɛka ba ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtua a loan ɛna yɛgye yɛ sɛ yɛde yɛ development yɛde develop properties sɛ de bɛyɛ a yɛde bɛyɛ businesses ne ade hotels ne residential purposes I mean hospitality business na mu ɛna yɛ nyina yɛwɔ na yɛwie akyire a asɛ ɛka ɛda hɔ a wɔ sɛ yɛtua no asɛ mo tata no mo ma ne ho ntɔ no ɛkyerɛ sɛ asɛ ɛka no nkwa na de kada bi enye sa na tie entie no any update and as some ekotie from Nana Kwame Bediako for the very first time Cheddar waba be kasa e de afa e car manfo e circulate so the car ni nyina waba be kasa ni nyina na se car ni de ampa e wo ho na emom enye ono nko ane e car enye ono nko ana e car da ne so tua enye ono nko ana otiremu a e car da ne so a e wo so tua but then per what is going happening with Kensington residential properties Omo a 50-50 shares with Oni Azakola. And he per the deep story of the whole thing. Not just say, fine. Me no your business. Let's say me discover my share of the money now. Me de buy any day. I can me banam si me chia na me chia ya. The money is still coming to me. But then your part of it you have to pay. So there is a whole lot of contradiction here. People are not really getting the whole understanding of the whole thing. But then still now, Kensington residential properties, omo edi release aba after set Nana Kwame Bediako ebe kasa ye no, omo edi release aba nti me che omo se Kensington residential partners no, omo ehye ho na number 1 Oxford Street dan fefefe na esi runabout ne so ewo su no ehase a company omo property baako ene number 1 Oxford Street na omo the press release aba enti yebekom eno ana yeguso a yeye update no yede ema mo no omo the press release we ba ye omo amaye the background to the dispute and enema I mean a whole lot coming from Kensington for her. It's where no yenim say Azad Kola and Sasha Sebi. And I said, Nana Kwame Bediako Cheddar and Kwana or this release we will go through and then let you know what is really in it. Oxford number 1 Street remains in the possession and control of Kensington Residential Partners 1 Limited, not a receiver. And you the very first heading after say the military and then the police presence. Number 1 Oxford Street, a police force or my guide baby. Some of the videos we saw say they were writing on the walls and police for dia koniaba wo hono or still na Kensington Residential Partners 1. The company is still under them. Because semenu ko jisika na me wo me company and I mean what akabo company foforo says our company no is not able to pay some of the investments that we've invested in the company. It was in the form of loan now. Then those properties that we developed under Kensington Residential Partners 1 no Azad Kola ebejisa our properties no dia akwa ono no Kola Holdings home because menam this kind of buy went me into ya any so this is basically Jinanchen na yan running business no. But the release that we have here from Kensington Residential Partners 1 omuchemwa they still have control over number 1 Oxford Street. What is in the press release? The management of the Oxford number 1 hotel has noted press reports suggesting that possession of the hotel has been handed to a receiver appointed by Kola Holdings Limited. Management wishes to inform the general public, staff and other stakeholders that Oxford number 1 hotel remains under the control and possession of its management and directors. It's a whole part in the edin kan their mamo. Yes, Kola Holdings may take you over. Per the press release I kan mamu se you know. Omu chiremu a omu enfama Kola Holdings debi. It's not the receiver that is in control of number 1 Oxford Street. It still remains under Kensington Residential Partners 1. That is the very first part. Now, on your screens, let's look into the background. Yamamu bi, ya discuss bi dia chemo, ya kika bi emun sam dia chemo. What is the side of the story coming in from the Kensington Residential Partners? Kensington Residential Partners 1 Limited, KRP1 Limited, is a limited liability company owned in equal shares by its only 2 directors, Nana Kwame Bediako and Azad Kola. They didn't kind of updates enra. Oxford number 1 Oxford Street was developed and it's managed by KRP1 Limited. To fund the development, the company supplemented shareholder capital with a facility from the International Finance Corporation (IFC). The hotel opened in December 2019, but the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic from 2020 prevented it from trading at a level sufficient to service the IFC facility. So the very new development, so even if the money is not coming from Azad Kola and Kola Holdings, by now, Ebia or per the assumptions that people are giving out there, Azad Kola somewhere somehow might have settled the loan that they owe to IFC. That is the whole, and I say another twist of the whole updater. A free baby eba ye bobo no near the and also edi amamo. It is here, you know, it has been established. Says Ikano Ankasa Omuji free IFC. International Finance Corporation, Omoho, and Omukoji Sikano Eddie Free, Omudi Besi number 1 Oxford Street. Omubi in 2019. Now 2019 Omubi, you know, the following year and a COVID by NTMA the operations no ebe ye bibi woho. Enti hu say dynasty wo amanfo nya dino mu hu say hotel or say apartment or say residential building or ebi mu nim, but a hotel. I was running from 2019-2020 as so in a space of 7 years. I was saying Timi running so they can pay off some of these debts. But because of COVID, any other issues binti operations near Stalby. Okay. While management was engaging IFC to restructure the facility, Azad Kola, through his company company, Cola Holdings, wrote to KRP1 stating that he had personally repaid the loan in full to IFC and demanded that KRP1 reimburse Cola Holdings for that amount. You see, I was just telling you what might have happened. This particular release is not like I've gone through and as a makaimu and mabetna. I just went through to get to know say when you be starting business yakoji ska obebi na echire your base investment and as properties ayeye you know say me ba be claim agye it means say e kan na edi ni nyina me makwa akotua it is a say you know KPR1 Kensington Residential Partners 1 KRP1 they have to settle Azad Cola and Nicola Holdings and you omo try krata de bre omo say momra metua ekano momo share momo party wom. So now the thing Nana Kwame Bediako can do is to pay Cola Holdings off the entire amount or pay his share that he owe to Azad Cola. Then they will still jointly owe the number 1 Oxford Street. All right. As a director of KRP1, Mr. Cola was under a fiduciary obligation to inform the company and seek its approval before entering into a profit-making transaction of this kind. To date, neither Azad Cola nor Cola Holdings Limited has produced any evidence that the IFC loan was in fact repaid. You see the twist of the whole thing. Semetua sikano anase mintua Azad Cola till now according to Nana Kwame Bediako no chiremu a yemfa bibia mekere ne se sikano omatua because se watimi akotua de a ene fine fair enough say if there's a default but the default payment na say wo aboabo sikano akotua de a then it makes sense say you come and take over the property. But if you are not able to prove to Nana Kwame Bediako say Mokwa Scano with IFC Corporation, International Finance Corporation, Mokwa loan at the free hot there. And yet there's no way because you don't have any evidence showing some power Scano. So that is another side of it. And the ama Nana Kwame Bediako person holding on to that asset. Nina say onya evidence be some power so on then Kensington Residential Partners 1 they are still in contact with IFC International Finance Corporation say omo a different payment schedule na omo tua Canada free o. It's way the fight between two directors of Kensington Residential Partners 1. Or to also say Cola Holdings Limited subsequently applied for and obtained an order appointing a receiver to take possession of Oxford No. 1 Hotel. That order granted by the court on 21st July 2026 authorizes the police to assist Cola Holdings Limited in taking possession, but it does not take effect until 7 days after the date of the order. That period not yet expired. KRP1 Limited has instructed counsel to appeal the decision and to file the applications necessary to restrain Cola Holdings Limited and the receiver from taking possession pending determination of the appeal. A seminal edoso. Now, CCA 21st July, omo edit update abaye, omo chiremu they should take over number 1 Oxford Street no. Nana Kwame Bediako ne lawyers. Omo sanso ye Kensington Residential Partners 1 Limited omo lawyers. Omo the appeal akọ. Se court nka bi mo omo na omo restraining Cola Holdings. So omo be take over number 1 Oxford Street. It should also be noted that 2 previous applications brought by Cola Holdings Limited on this matter were dismissed by the High Court. That decision is now the subject of an appeal on the grounds set out in KRP1 Limited's notice of appeal. It is notable that Cola Holdings Limited is separately seeking to recover the same sum which it claims to have paid to IFC from Nana Kwame Bediako personally in parallel proceedings. Cola Holdings Limited is therefore pursuing recovery of the same amount from both KRP1 Limited and Mr. Bediako individually. Management does not believe the courts of Ghana will permit such unjust enrichment. The same amount now Cola Holdings echemo or matua ede ama IFC, International Finance Corporation for no. It is the same money and omo agent is say no. So 50-50 shares now it was between Nana Kwame Bediako Cheddar and Azad Cola no. Azad Cola osi kan wakwa kotua. It say no or babaji the full amount from Nana Kwame Bediako na waje the remaining amount from the company. Enti Azad Cola no personal sika odikotua ye no. Or G F Nana Kwame Bediako ho na the aka the other 50% share and also Nana Kwame Bediako etua no and no the ama Kensington Residential Partners 1 Limited so munsuntua na nye 100% or gini sika no ko company no na ababe Nana Kwame Bediako dia ene the person di bia no dia here Azad Kola wa gini sika ko eno ena Nana Kwame Bediako so ote ase a enye. The public is advised to disregard the false impression created by the recent press coverage and to await the outcome of the appeal and the related applications now being filed. Oxford No. 1 Hotel remains open for business. For further information, contact SLA at that's info that is given there. And see, that is the whole thing. Background, I think, this press release is not very different from the updates we gave you yesterday because it's almost the same thing. Almost the same thing. Some of the assumptions that were coming in, some of the assumptions I personally made towards this particular issue, the same thing is contained in this press release. And see, that is the update I had. I'm not say almost say number 1 Oxford Hotel and no any other screens. So you could see say police for hotel nipa police for akotwa ho ahia say no yes still now it is open for business. How will people enter into such a place to say okwakoda akodwedwe ne ho amana yeye enti appeal there almost the appeal court say court on hwe no mo nka asem ni bi emfa mo say the be ya Cola Holdings omo take over no entimi enye adwuma said the they can keep operating the business because on tiase say sika baako as omo ya dan ni nyina de agu nipa baako so say ontua because see am no ka say per what we just read Azad Cola wa twe ne ho African Kensington Residential Partners Limited wa twe ne ho afri ho enti you expect say Nana Kwame Bediako will pay 50% of the loan and then the KRP 1 Limited will pay the 50%, the remaining 50%, 100%, or Gini Sikawia or Onuni Assembly. But see, I'm not going to say the takeover is still going on. But then, releasing also Chimu say there's no takeover. Managers and directors now air control number 1 Oxford Street. Until the every month be the update in Bemamo, especially on the side of the appeal. So appeal no kosi ne koya the updates in the mamo. The back to answer